So here's something you never would expect to happen. You're stopped at a light or at a stop sign, you're wearing your seatbelt, and suddenly you're rear-ended by another vehicle. And instead of walking away like you should, your seat back breaks and falls backwards, causing you to have a serious spinal cord injury, or even worse, causes your head to go backwards and hit a child who's sitting in back of you. Shockingly, even though that should never happen, it happens all the time. My name is Newsome, and today I'm standing in our law firm's evidence warehouse. This is where we store evidence vehicles from cases where clients have been catastrophically injured, such as the seatback collapse case. So seatbacks have been breaking and failing in moderate crashes for years. There's been a lot of cases, a lot of litigation over this particular issue. There are government standards that apply to tests, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration oversees those standards. But unfortunately, some manufacturers just design to pass the minimum standard, to barely pass that test, so that they can sell the cars to the American public. Now, there are some vehicles that have good seats. For example, Mercedes-Benz has a really robust seat. It's designed by Mercedes for safety. It's designed to protect a driver or a passenger when there's that rear-end collision. The seat doesn't break. What happens though with other manufacturers for certain other types of makes and models is they make a cheap seat. It's a seat that's designed to only pass the minimum government standard. And even though you look at a seat when you buy a new car, for example, and it looks like it's a good seat, when you take it apart, when you do what the experts call de-trim the seat, you see that underneath that comfortable looking seat is what really looks like a lawn chair. And so instead of protecting the person whenever there's a rear-end crash, the seat bends or it breaks and they fail what they're supposed to protect. So for a family who has a loved one who's been catastrophically injured as a result of a seatback collapse case, there's a few things you need to know. First is these cases can take a long time, and second, that they are really expensive. The reason is because you have to hire an accident reconstructionist, a biomechanic, one, maybe sometimes two design experts to talk about the design of the seat. You have to hire sometimes a historian to talk about the regulations, and you have to hire damages experts to talk about a life care plan, to talk about how much it's going to take to fund care for the rest of that person's life. Second, ask around. Ask the plaintiff lawyers in the particular area who the specialist is with respect to automobile crashworthiness. We've seen how it can make a difference. We've seen how it can sometimes be the only source of funding for care and treatment that a person needs for the rest of their life. And finally, we've seen how this litigation can encourage manufacturers to ultimately make cars safer so that these kind of things don't happen in the future.